Well, this is our chat with Jock Zonfrillo, the man from MasterChef. He's a good guy, Jock. I like his chat.
Jib.
Yeah, I like the cut of his jib.
Yeah.
I like his jib.
You know where that term's from?
Cut of your jib?
Yeah.
No, I'd love to know. At the end of this podcast.
Great, because it gives me time to Google it.
Our next guest worked his way up in the kitchens of Scotland before becoming a head chef at the age of just 22. Now he's back on our screen for MasterChef Fans First Favourites. Please welcome Jock Zonfrillo.
Jock, good morning. Thank you so much for coming on.
Good morning. What an intro. It's like I feel so special. I've had an intro made for me.
Mate, you should feel special.
I do have to tell you though, Jock, we make them for everyone. But we still want you to...
What a downer. Oh, man. Let's stay back after a long weekend.
Sorry, Jock. Look, I must tell you, nothing gets me personally more excited, and Liam can vouch for this, than a new season of MasterChef.
No.
This year it is Fans vs. Faves. Jock, it's good to have you back on our TVs, as well as Julie Goodwin going to be back on the show. Were you a little bit starstruck when she walked into the kitchen?
Oh, just, I mean, everyone's seen it last night. I asked her how she was feeling, and the words that all of Australia must have been thinking when they were looking at her, she said, "I'm breaking it."
Yeah.
And it's like, do you know what? We're breaking it too, because you're the OG winner. You are Julie Goodwin, and to have Julie back in everyone's homes around Australia, I think is just amazing. And the response last night on social media says it all.
Yeah. And that's it. You're also breaking it because if you are the OG winner, and you've been closely sort of associated with MasterChef for so long, you don't want to get beaten by a measly fan coming on. You know what I mean? And I know it's the fan versus favourites, but
I mean, speaking of the fan side of it, Jock, is there any notable names you'd like to mention? People who you think people got to keep their eye on this person?
Look, I mean, Harry, who won the pin last night, and I think there was a lot of people scratching their heads, going, "Burnt cabbage? How did that win a pin?"
Yeah.
It was just delicious, and that's somebody. Contestants like that know how to bring flavour, right? So in the fans, there is a pool of really, really clever cooks, and on the and I think on the favourite side, you've got a lot of very brave people. Julie being one of them. Sashi won it. I mean, what's he doing back? Billy, same thing. Billy won it as well, and here she is back in the MasterChef kitchen to have another crack at it. And then you've got Adelaide's own Michael Weldon. He was runner up, so. He's got a point to prove, So there are just so many contestants. And what I love the most about Fans v Favourites is I don't need to remember 24 people's names.
That's,
and I think everyone at home can relate to that, right?
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. When a new season starts and they are just all new contestants, are you relying heavily on the teleprompter?
No, there's no teleprompter. We're relying... Honestly, this is... I'll let you into the secret.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. 24 brand new contestants. It's a sea of aprons. Now, they've all got the names on their aprons.
Yeah.
However, tomorrow, or tonight, not tomorrow, tonight's show is the first service challenge where they get split into teams. Yeah. And when that happens, there's no name on their apron. So this is the one that we all dread. I dread, because I'm terrible with names.
Yeah.
I might have known you for, 10 years, and sometimes I will forget your name.
Hey, Jock, can you name the show you're on right now?
Come on, Ben and Liam. How could I forget your name?
I know. Well, you do a lot of them, a lot of interviews.
Yeah.
Jock, I was actually listening to a podcast you were on recently, and I found this really fascinating. I was telling Ben about it. You had an obsession with recreating the twisty chip, right? Like, you're obviously a very experienced chef, and you had into your head that you wanted to... Oh, no. Was it a Malteser, was it?
A Malteser. It was a Malteser.
Yes.
And I just couldn't, and it was in Adelaide too, and I went down this obsessive, and I think I've got a very addictive personality anyway, and so when I start obsessing about something, I am deep diving that every which way possible. We had hairdryers out trying to coat them with chocolate, and when you put a ping pong ball in a hairdryer, it floats in the vacuum.
Yeah.
I was thinking, because you look at a Malteser and you think, well, there's no flat spot on it, so how did they cut it? You know what I mean? And so anyway, eventually we worked out how to make a Malteser, and I made a giant Malteser is what I did. And once I'd made it, I was like content up there. I still eat a lot of Maltesers, but I haven't tried to make them since.
The worst part is now this interview's going to finish with me wondering how do they
I know.
perfectly coat
Exactly.
a Malteser.
And I feel like we don't have time for you to give us the step by step. I mean, obviously it took years for you to work it out.
Just make
phenomenal.
sure.
It's phenomenal. It
Make
really is.
sure-
And I think that's the thing about food. Food's one of those things that will fascinate you. Even the simplest things, a packet of Maltesers.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I would like to see it as the final Fans vs.
Yeah.
Favourites challenge to really throw a spanner in the works. It could be the longest episode of MasterChef of all
Make
time.
sure you
That's a
watch
good
it.
idea.
MasterChef Australia, Sunday to Thursday, 7:30 p.m. on Channel 10. Jock Zonfrillo, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thanks, boys. Great to chat to you.
And that's the end of the Ben and Liam podcast. Ben offered up a cool fact earlier, but he didn't actually know it off the top of his head.
Well, I was going to say, I was pretty sure, I haven't Googled it yet, I'm pretty sure it's got something to do with sailing, because I know there's a jib in sailing, cut of your jib. Like the cut of your jib is in the shape of it, helps you sail faster. That's what my guess
or is it just like jibber jabber? You know, like you know, a lot of jibber. Like jibber's like a bit of a.
This is kind of a little bit personal because I've Googled it. I Googled cut of your jib meaning, and it says one's general appearance or personality, as in, I don't like the cut of Ben's jib. It's used my name. It's actually used my name.
Called you out.
And then it said, in the 17th century, the shape of a jib sail often identified as a vessel's nationality, hence whether they were hostile or friendly. So you go, the cut of their jib, they'd have like a Italian flag on it, but they were enemies.
Yeah, okay. So it doesn't really explain.
Does
it?
Cut of someone's jib.
But
It's like saying Jock Zonfrillo's jib is friendly.
It's got a friendly jib.
You got a friendly jib.
I like the cut of your jib.
Yeah.
I thought it was more like if you say, I like the cut of your jib, it's like you like their chat.
Well, you like here it says you like their personality.
Okay, it's personality. Yeah, I suppose it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Love the cut of your jib, mate.
Ben and Liam is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.